In 2019, Charlamagne Tha was one of the loudest voices that was against Trump in his administration. Not only did he warn many black folks not to vote for Trump, and he was one of the main supporters of Joe Biden. But recently, a video has gone viral of him not only renouncing his former belief in the administration of Joe Biden, but he's now crying out, "Where is Donald Trump?" What happened? What has he shifted his view? And I also want to ask you the question, where do you think we are headed politically as well in some of the things that are happening today? And what position should you play as a Christian, as a believer? Even if you are not a believer, where do you take your position as an individual regarding what's happening? I want to hear some of your thoughts in the discussion below. Now, I'm going to play some videos, read a few articles to you very quickly, and then I'm going to share a biblical perspective at the end and bring this thing to an end. So friends, let's get to it. Okay, friends, welcome back. I'm going to share my screen with you here, and then you're going to see, this is Charlamagne Tha. This is the guy who is now gone viral on YouTube, renouncing his previous belief in the Joe Biden administration, and he's now taking a different position. And it causes me to wonder what happened. How did he get convert over to a Trump position? As far as where I stand in these things, I can save that for a different video. I'm not gonna talk about some of the stuff at this moment. I really want to hear what you guys think, right? So I'm gonna share this video with you from Charlamagne Tha, and I wanna say I'm sorry if you hear any cursing words here. This is unfiltered, so I'm listening to this as well, and we're gonna share some thoughts and opinion on that as well. All right, so let's listen.
Like, man, where's Trump?
Yeah.
Get this motherfucker out of here. Like, motherfuckers, they feel like they would rather get it raw.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? At least we know where that motherfucker's
Hell
These
yeah.
motherfuckers is gassing us
He
up,
got two
lying to
albums
us,
on. Nah.
promising us shit and didn't deliver.
Nah,
like,
that's bullshit.
I cannot wait to see, and I'm already watching it. I'm watching Democrats start the campaign. They're already like,
Hillary.
you gotta go out there and vote. Like, democracy depends on it. I'm like, when y'all gonna start governing like democracy depends on it?
Talk to him.
No, for real. Like, stop telling me that the death of democracy is upon us, but you're not governing like it is.
Yeah.
If you're like Joe Biden gave that speech this week, he's calling out all the.
Hey guys, hey, these are some serious words. These are some serious thoughts we're talking about here. I mean, the man is speaking his mind. He's sharing his perspective on some things. I would really like to know, what are you guys thinking? What happened to him? He's been, after a year, having seen Joe Biden's administration, he's now, I'm going to use the word converted, to Donald Trump. Again, where I stand with that, I would rather keep that to myself for maybe for a different video if you guys would like to know. But so what is your position, regarding some of the stuff that you see happening here politically? Do you think maybe we might have moved too quickly? Maybe majority have put their confidence in Joe Biden's administration was not really a positive move. I would like to hear what you guys think. A lot of people now are beginning to share their position regarding Donald Trump, and this is coming from Eric Trump, and he is saying that many people came to him in tears, talking about how much they miss the Trump presidency, and again, there are a number of reasons for this as well. I'm gonna share an experience with you in a minute here. He said more people have come to me on the street in the last week, giving me hugs, saying we miss him so much. I mean, literally, sometimes with tears in their eyes, we miss the man so much. You see, one thing is certain, regardless of what position you may hold politically regarding some things, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, we're gonna agree on some things, right? At least not everything that Mr. Trump did were good, but there were some things he was doing that we have to agree with when it comes to standing for this country. But I think Mr. Joe Biden, we can say there are some positive as well, but there's some things he's doing that are very concerning. It's troubling to me. So I can understand why Mr. Charlamagne Tha feels the way he does now. Honestly, I never really had any serious confidence in Joe Biden's administration. I never did. I think he was, I don't know. I mean, I'll save that conversation for another time. Really, honestly, I try to be very careful with my political views as well. Although I do have one, but I try to be very careful how I speak about that. But honestly, the purpose of this video was to get your perspective on what you guys think might be happening here. But another thing I'm going to share with you, the next video I'm going to share with you is, kind of the position that Charlamagne the God once held prior to his renunciation of Joe Biden's and things like that. So I'm going to share this video here. It's about an hour. It's about a minute long. So let's check this out together. Let's take a listen.
Stuck his foot all the way in his mouth.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
In an interview with The Breakfast Club co-host Charlamagne, the presidential hopeful made an egregious comment that has people questioning if he's worthy of their vote. Towards the end of the almost 20-minute interview, Charlamagne touched on an issue of great concern. Who will be Joe's running mate?
Black people saved your political life in the primaries this year. They have things they want from you, and one of them is a black woman running mate. What do you say to them?
What I say to them is that I'm not acknowledging anybody who is being considered, but I guarantee you there are multiple black women being considered. Multiple.
Charlamagne had a follow-up question, but got interrupted by someone off camera saying their time was up. The radio host instead invited Biden to come back, but Joe's response was off-putting.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
The comment may have been directed just at Charlamagne, but it plays into the false notion that Democrats own the black vote and don't have to earn the black vote.
Wow.
Furthermore, a privileged white man does not get to dictate what is and isn't black. And unfortunately for Joe, Twitter is on a tirade, calling him entitled, an idiot, and wondering if he truly is the lesser of two evils. But what do you think? Is Biden the better choice over Trump? Let us know in the comment section below. For HipHollywood.com.
Hey, what do you think? Here we are, right? We have seen the fruit of Joe Biden's administration, right? And I think all of us have to make a decision, whether we like it or not, whether you're Christian or not, whether you're political or not. This is knocking at the door of your house. So we are feeling the impact, right? Whether you say it is good or bad, whether I don't know where you stand, but what I'm looking at is I'm seeing a lot of things that I'm saying, man, there's a lot of holes in this pot, man. There's a lot of issues we see in here that I can say, oh, man, it's not good. It's not good. But one thing I'm going to do, though, for certain, like as I always do, we always got to get into a biblical perspective here because I think even though we're talking about some political stuff, there's so much more going on than what we understand. So I always have to be careful in regard to some of the stuff I share on this channel. But again, one thing I spend time doing, right, and I want to keep doing more of that, is I pray for our political system. You know what I'm saying? The reason I do that is because I want them to do good. Because if they do good, I prosper, my family prosper, my children prosper, my neighbors prosper. You do good, you prosper. So you want them to succeed. You don't want them to fail. You know, whether they're Republicans or Democrat, that's really to a point insignificant to me. As far as I know that the Lord is using them to make a difference in a positive way in the world. That's kind of the position I take in a way, but I still have a political view. Don't get me wrong. So let me share this biblical verse with you here as we bring this thing to a close. This is coming from 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 1, 2, and 3. This is what the Bible says, and this is the one I will suggest you to do as a believer. Even if you're not a believer, I would honestly say, you know what I'm saying, if one thing you can do for this nation, for this country, for those in power is to pray for them. Because there's so much corruption going on. There's so much stuff going on that you and I don't understand. So we have to be extra careful and we have to present them to the Lord. So it says this. First of all, I urge that petitions and prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for everyone, for kings and all those who are in authority, that they may lead a tranquil and quiet life in all godliness and dignity. This is good and it pleases God our Savior. That's where I stand. You know, do you miss Donald Trump? Do you think that Joe Biden's administration is not good enough? It's not leading the country in the right direction? Where do you stand politically on some of these issues? You know, what would you like to see differently? These are some honest questions. I'm trying to find answers from other people other than myself. So I would like to hear what you think. So let's carry on this discussion in the comment below. Let's talk about that. Share with me what you think. If there's any other things that you guys would like me to cover, let me know. Always remember that you are in my prayer. I'm praying for you. I'm thinking of you. If there's anything in your heart that you want me to pray for, you're more than welcome to do so. But until then, like and subscribe to this YouTube page. Share your thoughts and comments with me. And also share this information with somebody else as well. God bless you. Thank you for listening. And don't forget to look unto Jesus and to live by faith. Have a good one. Bye-bye.